Hello and welcome to me, Yanu. Now, today I'm going to do something completely different, right? Normally you'll find me on the gaming channels, you'll find me on the comedy episodes, so take a look at them if you want. But today I wanted to talk about shopping. Now, with this COVID going on, I've been watching it, I've been seeing it going on, I've been seeing what's happening, and I should have done this video a very, very long time ago. But unfortunately I just couldn't get around to it. That's what it's like. But I am here now to clear something up for you. Now, when is the dangerous part of shopping? You've all seen it. You've gone to the supermarket, you've had queues of people, you've got people looking at you like you're some sort of zombie from The Walking Dead. You know, you're sort of stood there and you sort of don't know where to put your eyes. You're sort of twiddling your fingers and your thumbs, and everybody's like looking super on edge because they're like, oh God, that guy over there, look at him there. I've got to be 2 meters apart. You know, you've got all this going on. This is before you've even gone in the supermarket. Now, there's a big problem with this because this isn't actually, it's not actually the biggest danger of the part of the supermarket experience. I mean, not even going in and walking around. Have you ever been in a supermarket lately and you've had, you know, you've got to go down the aisles where they point the arrows and you've got to be there, and you might either get some guy who's really upset and he's like, no, you've got to follow the rules. You've got another guy that, you know, they're all following the rules. You've got another guy who's going behind you, like literally really close because he can't get past and he just wants to get going. And like everybody's sort of, like I say, super on edge about everything they do going around. But the biggest issue that I've seen, it's the most craziest thing of all, is the end. Not the beginning, not the middle, but the end. Right, you can go in. I'll give you an example. Right, I've seen four people in front of me, okay, all with masks. Now you would look at those people and think, this is brilliant. These people are super clean, they're super protective, you know, they're clearly very hygienic. And they're taking every precaution possible. But there's a problem, it baffles me, because people wear masks, right? There's certain people should wear masks and certain people don't really need to, but I just feel certain circumstances, people don't see past their own nose really, right? So they've got four of them, right, all with masks. And what do? Every single one pays cash. Cash. It says on the boards, right, please self-distance. Please wash your hands as soon as possible, right? Or pretty much when they say soon as possible, they don't really say that. They say often, right? And they say, do not touch your eyes, your nose, or your mouth. Okay? So that sounds simple, doesn't it? Don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth. Well, in other words, around your face area, okay? Now, they've got masks on to protect them. They pay cash to the cashier, right? Who then has to give them change, who then opens the till, takes out the cash, okay, counts it. He's counting it with his unprotected hands because he's got no gloves on anyway, and even if he did, it wouldn't make no difference because he's touching the buttons to, you know, to do the tilling and everything. He's opening the till, he's handling the cash, right? So everything's transferring hands, right? And then he's not sanitizing, he's not washing his hands. The guy that's just sort of had PPE, like the mask, walks off, right? And then the next one comes up, he pays cash. Now they're transferring the cash that the other guys had. He's giving him his change. He's then going straight to the next customer, right? Picks up his items, pays the cash, takes the cash, puts it in his till, he's touching the till, he's touching the cash, he gives him cash from someone else's hand, right? He then grabs your food, hello there, he's grabbing your food, now he's not even washed his hands, he's not sanitised his hands. The guy that's just used the cash and he's taken cash from someone else's pocket, right, effectively, has walked out and they've gone outside, and I've seen them in the car park just take their mask off straight away, and in some cases people are smoking in their car. I mean, they haven't washed their hands, they've handled cash from someone else's hands, right, the cashier who's handling God knows how many people in there, from someone else's hands. It's passing on all day. He's not washed his hands, he's not sanitised his hands, he's just grabbed a cigarette, right, which, what did they say? Do not put anything in your mouth. So in other words, like your fingers or anything, but you're grabbing your cigarette and you know, oh, light it up and put it in your mouth, and you're like, you're touching your mouth. You've just worn a mask to protect yourself and others. But you've just done the complete opposite to what you've just tried to achieve. It just baffles me that people can't see that, you know. I bet there's a lot of people out there that have seen it, and a lot of people that may just overlook it and think, well, I never thought that. Because think about it, right? If you went up and you said to the cashier, hello mate, how are you doing? He'd say, oh, whoa, sorry, I can't shake your hand. You know, that's against the rules and regulations. We cannot shake hands. It's COVID, yeah? But it's all right for me to take your cash, put it in the cash machine and give you someone else's cash. That's okay. Well, hang on a minute. Is that not different to shaking your hand and then carry on with the next customer? Of course it is. It's the same thing. You've just transferred things. The same thing can happen with the beach, right? You've got the beaches where they're full of people and everything, right? You go to, say for instance, you're on the beach, you think, well, I'm all right. You know, some people might think, oh, I'm self-distancing, right? I've got my towel there. He's 2 meters, 3 meters, 4 meters. You could be 5 meters apart, right? And you think, I'm safe. But if you have some, say, I don't know, let's say an ice cream van turns up, right? And he says, right, I'm going to sell some ice creams and some lollies, right? So you then go, oh, I'm going to go and get a lolly. You go there and majority of people pay cash. And what do you think is going to happen? The bloke's going to handle the stuff, right? I mean, even if he wore gloves, whether you've got gloves or hands, it's the same process. Once you've handled someone's cash, you're handling something else, unless you keep constantly wiping and washing and changing your gloves. You are going to be handling cash, you're going to be passing it on, you're going to have an ice cream. What happens when kids have ice cream? What happens with anybody has an ice cream? When it's a warm weather, it starts to melt down your hand. And what's the first initial reaction in the past for people when it goes down their hand is to lick their hand. But what have you just done? You've just put it in your mouth, which they say eyes, nose and mouth. Do not put it in. Do not touch them, because that's where it can spread, it can get into. Now, you know, it's obvious that people are going to be going out, they're going to be doing this, and this is where spreading things without realising the most simplest thing can be, you know, it can be easy. It's like saying, as an example, if you wanted a sandwich in your car that you've just bought from a thing, if you've handled cash, if you take it out of the packaging and you pick it up, it's in your hand, you're eating it. And then you start putting it in your mouth. Now, unless you actually sit there, take the sandwich, like open the box, and then say sanitised or washed your hands, then grab the sandwiches out of it, then obviously you've avoided any packaging. But if you actually say, even if you were to say sanitise, wash, then open the box, then grab the sandwich, you can have this issue where you touch it and then you're back to square one. So this baffles me when you see people smoking in a car, when you see people, you know, paying cash. You can't shake hands, you can't stand close. but somehow you can take cash and pass it on, and yet you can't shake hands. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. It's like the screens. They got screens to protect them, and you walk around the screen and you take your food and you can see them without the screen. But even if they had a screen all around them, you're handling the cash, you're passing it on, it's still transferring, and it's makes no difference. So anyway, guys, check out my other videos, gaming, comedy. I do everything. But remember, if you're a happy gamer and you want to see me again, click the subscribe button, and remember my name, Yanu. That's who. See you later, guys.